A suspicious teen breaks into his neighbor lady's house when he notices his dad secretly sneaking into her home every evening. What he sees inside shocks him to the core and changes everything he thought he knew about his dad. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like, and share this video with your friends. It might brighten their day and inspire them to do good. Also keep watching because an important lesson awaits at the end of the video. 15-year-old Ryan and his parents had always longed for the taste of a beautiful life, filled with adventure, vacation, and happiness. But their middle-class income never seemed to match their aspirations, and it was barely enough to cover their daily needs. Ryan's dad, Derek, taught math in a local school, and his mom, Reese, was a homemaker. So every dime came from Derek's hard work and even long hours of overtime, but nothing seemed enough. However, Ryan and his mom's hearts yearned for the day they would visit the magical Disneyland and the romantic streets of Paris. Unfortunately, it was a dream that was out of reach for the Barry family. While Ryan's parents were lost in their never-ending financial worries, another distraction soon arrived in the form of their new neighbor, a gorgeous young woman who moved to the end of the block. Little did this family know how this new addition to their neighborhood would shake their humble existence to its very core. One day, Reese and her neighbor were marching across the aisles of the grocery store when they noticed the new neighbor, a pretty brunette with freckles and square-frame glasses. "Have you heard about that new lady on the block?" Reese's neighbor whispered. "I heard her name is Mia. She never talks to anyone and is always locked up inside her house. Don't you think it's strange? Nobody around here knows what's going on in her house." "Yeah, I have seen her only at the store. She seems young and good-looking. No wonder the men on our block keep hitting on her all the time. But the fact that she's mostly holed up in her house, that's odd," said Reese as she couldn't help but feel strange about this mysterious newcomer and what the secretive woman's life was like behind closed doors. A few weeks passed since Mia moved into the neighborhood. People never stopped talking about her behind her back, but she was not bothered. Despite her reclusive nature, the men in the neighborhood would try their luck to catch her attention. She was breathtakingly gorgeous, and all men, married and bachelors, fell for Mia. But for some reason, the woman never talked to anyone and avoided even if someone struck up a conversation with her. However, to everyone's shock, only Derek managed to talk to Mia one day when he noticed her struggling to carry heavy grocery bags from the store. He helped her carry the bags home, much to Reese's shock and suspicion of his sudden interest in the mysterious good-looking woman. With time, Reese's mind was haunted and consumed by jealousy, and her son Ryan noticed the tense atmosphere at home. Several weeks passed, and the tension in the Barry family grew. Reese's frustration was on the verge of boiling over, and she lost it completely when Derek started coming home later than usual, exhausted and drained. "What's with this new habit of coming home so damn late?" Reese fumed at Derek, her voice stinging with annoyance. Derek could see the anger etched on her face, and he also knew that he had some serious explaining to do. "Darling, I told you, I have to work overtime at school," said Derek. "Overtime? I don't think it's helping us in any way cause you don't seem to bring in more money," Reese lashed out. "Honey, not now, all right? I'm already tired, and I promise everything will be fine soon. Trust me." And the heated arguments between Reese and him reached new heights with each passing day. Ryan was worried about his parents constantly quarreling at home. He couldn't quite put his finger on the fact that his mother's jealousy had taken a deep root in her mind. He tried his best to reassure her that everything would be fine and even convinced her that his dad was indeed working hard for them. But nothing changed, nor did it stop Reese from suspecting Derek. The weight of his parents' arguments started taking a toll on Ryan, especially when he once eavesdropped on yet another heated argument. The boy's heart sank when he heard his mother accusing his father of infidelity. "I know something is going on between you and that Mia," Reese yelled, her voice trembling with emotions. Ryan couldn't believe his ears. His mom's accusations were so harsh and didn't make any sense, considering his dad had helped Mia just once. Ryan was upset about his mom's sudden outburst on his father and that she would go to such nasty lengths over a simple interaction between his dad and Mia. "Mom needs to stop feeling jealous about that lady," thought Ryan. But the following evening, Ryan saw something else he could have never imagined unfold right before his alarmed eyes, just outside his bedroom window. To his horror, it confirmed his mother's worst fears. "Dad, What's he doing in Mia's house? Ryan was stunned when he saw Durek sneaking into the young neighbor's house as he shut the door behind him. Ryan was so shocked and couldn't shake off the feeling that his father was hiding something from the family. Dad said he has overtime in school. What's he doing in Mia's house? Ryan whispered, staring at Mia's faintly visible house from his bedroom window. He knew this was unusual, and Durek was supposed to be at work now. Ryan's heart raced with a string of haunting thoughts about what his dad could be doing behind the closed doors of Mia's house. Later that evening, Durek returned home, tired as usual, and told Reese he had overtime. "I know that it's a lie, Dad. What were you doing in that woman's house?" Ryan thought to himself as he stole away from his dad's eyes. He knew it would blow up at home if he told his mother about seeing his dad sneaking into Mia's house, so Ryan decided to figure out the truth before taking things to his mom. The next evening, he waited at his bedroom window, and shockingly enough, Ryan saw his dad sneaking into Mia's house around the same time. When Ryan saw his dad creeping into Mia's house that whole week, he sensed something was really wrong. He also knew his dad couldn't keep the secret forever and didn't want to assume that he was cheating on his mom. But the very thought of Durek visiting Mia in the evenings without anybody's knowledge told him otherwise. So one evening, Ryan secretly followed his dad to find out what was going on in Mia's house. "There he is. I knew it. She was waiting for him, and she knew he'll be back from work now," Ryan exclaimed as he crept behind a wall right beneath the living room of Mia's house. He saw the lady escorting his dad to the bedroom as she slammed the door shut behind them. "Dad, stop right there. How could you do this to Mom?" As Durek turned round, his face turned chalk white with shock. "Ryan, what are you doing here? How did you get in?" Durek was startled. But Ryan couldn't take his eyes off the scene before his alarmed eyes, and his heart raced as he tried to make sense of what he was seeing. "Who is she?" the shocked boy asked his dad, pointing inside the bedroom. Not in a million dreams did Ryan expect to see something like that, and his eyes gushed with tears. As Durek looked at Ryan, he realized he had a lot of explaining to do, and he started by first introducing the girl in the bedroom as Sarah, Mia's disabled daughter. "Sweetie, Sarah is my new student. She had a terrible accident some months ago and is unable to walk. She attends online classes but has difficulty with math. So I was tutoring her every evening for extra money," explained Durek. "Ryan," he added softly as he squeezed the boy's shoulder with a reassuring touch. "I know what you might be thinking. I should have told you and Mom earlier. It was confusing and upsetting, but you should know why I didn't tell you guys." And then Durek revealed that he had been giving Sarah private tuition every day to earn extra money to surprise Reese and his son with a dream trip to Paris. Ryan was shell-shocked and guilty of suspecting his father. Tears streamed down his face as he hugged Durek tightly and apologized for jumping to conclusions about him. "I'm sorry, Dad," Ryan cried. "I shouldn't have doubted you, and I won't tell Mom about what I saw, okay? Let's not spoil the surprise." And with that, Ryan and his father hatched another plan to surprise Reese on her birthday 2 months later, guessing little of what was in store for them. "I'm tired of your lies. Durek, you told me you had extra classes, but I just found out from a friend that you'd left school early." Reese blew up on Durek when he lied about overtime again. Only this time, Ryan sprang to his father's rescue and took his mother aside to calm her down. "Mom, you're overthinking. I'm sure your friend must have confused someone else with Dad. And why would he lie to us? I trust Dad, okay? And I want you to trust him too, for my sake. Believe me, Mom, or you'll regret it later." Reese shakily agreed, and as the days fleeted by, she stopped doubting Durek. Meanwhile, Ryan joined forces with his father and helped him teach Sarah. He would sit with her and read books to her, and they even played board games together. As days passed, Sarah and Ryan became friends, and Ryan realized how lonely the girl had been since her accident. But things were changing for the better. With Durek and Ryan's help, Sarah was getting better and slowly regained her strength to walk. Durek couldn't help but feel grateful that he and his son had been a part of the girl's recovery, and he knew it was time to reveal the surprise to Reese as her birthday was approaching. As the family sat down for dinner one evening, Durek put 3 flight tickets on the table and announced they would all be flying to Paris in a week. Reese was shocked as tears gushed into her eyes. "Honey, are you serious? Are we going to Paris? But you told me we can't afford it." "Mom, I told you Dad's a gem. He worked really hard for that money, and you'll be surprised if I told you that he helped Mia's daughter with math tuition every evening after work to take us on our dream trip to Paris." Reese's eyes welled up with tears when Ryan and Derek revealed the truth to her. "How could you hide this from me? Honey, I'm so sorry. I love you so much," Reese cried. She realized she had been wrong to be jealous and suspicious and apologized to Derek. And later that evening, she visited Mia and apologized to her as well. From that moment on, everything changed for the Barry family and Mia. They became good friends and spent time together, enjoying each other's company. And Mia's daughter Sarah was the happiest of all. She loved having so many people around. It was a huge change in her life, especially after seeing her mother laugh and move on. As it turned out, Sarah had lost her dad in the same car crash that rendered her disabled. Mia was shattered after losing her beloved, so she sold her mansion and moved into a quiet neighborhood to get over her grief. And that was why she never socialized with people. As the sun disappeared behind the orange-tinged clouds, Ryan couldn't help but feel grateful for everything that had happened. He had learned so much about himself, about his family, and most of all, about the power of trust and kindness. What can we learn from this story? Never jump to a hasty conclusion about someone because not all that you see or hear can be true. Reese constantly doubted her husband after seeing him help their new good-looking neighbor Mia. Eventually, even Ryan suspected something was wrong when he saw his father sneaking into Mia's house one evening. However, the mother and son regretted their mistake when the truth came to light. A relationship without trust is like a lost ship without an anchor. Both are destroyed in the tides of time. When Ryan discovered his father's efforts in helping a disabled girl with math, he regretted suspecting his father and realized how trust was important to hold their family strong. Tell us what you think and share this story with your friends. It might inspire them and brighten their day.